Welcome back to the channel. Actually, it's way too hot. I'll be right back. All right, that is much better. I had to get some redneck air conditioning. It's 99 degrees outside.
Super hot.
I'm Elijah.
And I'm Dalton, and welcome to Wretched Racing. Today, we have a really fun one. We're gonna be continuing the journey of building the best daily driver. But we're going to the mechanical portion today.
Yes, so last time, I even wore matching green sunglasses. It's like Nico's. Yeah, good job panning. Today we actually have a new cameraman. His name is Hunter. We also lost Dalton's tripod. Last time we riced out this Porsche. Here are JDM Japanese guys, and all we know is rice. Threw some rice on that German schnitzel. Yeah, we added lots of eBay carbon fiber to it, but we made it a lot cooler. It's a better daily driver. And ultimately, we are still trying to find the best daily driver. Hey, it's just another step of that journey. We are gonna be modifying it. We're gonna be upgrading the fuel system, tuning it on E85. And we may even upgrade the exhaust. Some Ricer exhaust, made straight from Japan. So, not German exhaust. JDM Ricer exhaust. You ready to work on it?
Let's do it.
Let's get to it.
Put hoodies on.
Start doing the injectors. Go ahead and get all this off and see what we got. All right, so now that we got charge pipe out of the way, it does kind of open the space up a little bit. I think we're gonna tackle, this side looks a little easier. So getting the flashlight in, you can actually see one injector just plain right there. On this side, you can see they're kind of stuck under this little plastic thing. Yeah, this side's definitely gonna be a little tougher. So just to prove how tight it is, I've got my whole arm all the way to the back. I don't know if you can see that, it's right there. I'm looking through this little hole to see the bolt. All right, so we finally got our 6 injectors out. I'm very excited to see the difference that this car will make, just putting 1300s compared to 1000s in it. So here are the differences.
We just started it on the brand new tune. Look at those fuel trims. Base map.
How close are they?
0%.
Wow.
It runs.
Pretty good.
It revs. I'm not the worst Porsche tuner ever.
Sounds cool.
Still needs our Alibaba exhaust in order. Yeah, basically down to the 93, like 720. Knock's gone. I made a little more power, but had single kind of knock on 3 or 4 cylinders, about 5500. Went ahead and just made it safe on 93 because I have bigger injectors. We can put ethanol in it.
Yay.
Probably gonna run out of fuel, but we'll make it at least 50, 60 horsepower. Probably I'll just plan on having this tune be like E40 mix tune. We'll get it close.
Somewhere around there.
All done. Basically made 6 maps. The joy of not having true flex fuel. I'm not going to do anything else to this car though, other than change the exhaust, make a titanium exhaust. Yeah, I put Pro EFI on my last one because I really wanted true flex fuel. I didn't like going back and forth between a 93 map and an E80 map, but yeah, the stock ECU compensates pretty well fueling wise, so we're just going to enjoy it like this. It's very fun, it's very fast. It made 790 horsepower, 720 on 93 and 790 on some kind of amount of ethanol that we don't really know. We're guessing around E50. We could find out, but car runs fine.
Yeah.
So basically we had roughly 2 gallons left. The fuel light was on, so assuming it was like 2 gallons. I think once it gets below half a tank, it doesn't actually measure the fuel anymore. It just calculates how much fuel's left. So we then put, what, 6 gallons in? 7
6 or 7, yeah.
The fuel system wise, it seemed happy. Like didn't seem like fuel pressure was dropping or anything. I'll probably drive it another month or so and then we'll change the oil, put that radiator fuel filter on it. Overall, pretty happy. The car made a little bit more power than it did before on 93 with no knock with my timing. So happy. Now I know the car is running safe for sure. I don't have to worry about having engine damage from the previous tune. Almost 800 horsepower.
Almost.
Not bad for a daily driver. For a spin,
Let's do it.
you're scared. You're gonna be scared.
I feel like I'm shaking.
All right, guys, so in our last Porsche video, we actually talked about 1 Peter 3, about the priesthood of all believers being called to minister. But I think one of the biggest things that I have seen in the local church, in my experience over the last 17 years of being a Christian, is there's just a lot of fakeness. There's a lot of hypocrisy. What I mean by that is that a lot of times we just act like we're perfect people. We act like yeah, I know I sin. I won't say I'm perfect. But how often, like as James 5:16 says, do we confess our sins to one another? right here in James 2, or James 3, verse 2, he says, we all stumble in many ways. For the most part, and you could go to a lot of churches and be in a church for 10 years, just talk about the weather and small talk. And like, how's your job? It's like, hey, I've known you for 10 years and you've never once told me what you're struggling with. You know, been real and vulnerable. I don't know if you experienced that or not.
I've definitely experienced it in the sense of, I grew up in a local church and never once was people asking me, how are you struggling? How can we, grow you up to be closer to Christ? It was, how's the weather? How's school? Yeah, I think people at church sometimes they do put a poker face on, say that, I have it all together. No one really needs to know about the sins that I do because that's between me and God. I would argue that revealing these sins to people can hold you accountable and can make you even more holy, make you more like Christ.
In Proverbs it says, if we conceal our transgressions, we will not prosper. If you confess us his sins, we'll find compassion.
Yeah.
And I think you had something in 1 John.
If we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If we say we have not sinned, we make him a liar, and his word is not in us.
Yeah, so we just had a really cool, like one of the best weekends. I mean, we do it once a year. We call it our Wretched Wrangler. It's our men's retreat. And we have a ton of fun. We shoot guns, we race cars, but then we have Bible study. And I told the guys, I'm like, you shouldn't feel like you need to have a weird safe space to be vulnerable and confess, like, hey, I'm really struggling. Like, I've lusted after money all week, or, my heart has just not been for the Lord. But a lot of times we are so prideful and we care so much what people think about us, we won't actually be honest.
Yeah.
And we never grow because of that.
Yeah, I feel like you just stay at the same spot.
Our encouragement is to find a church, to find some people that you can be open and honest with. It's like, hey, I have questions about the Bible, hard questions. They're there. They'll be open and honest about your weaknesses and your struggles. And thankfully, we have that. Our prayer is that, for other Christians that watch these, you would be able to find that too in local churches. And so honestly, I think the holier you become, like the more you grow as a Christian, the more sin in your own life you see. I think that's definitely apparent of Paul.
Yeah, Romans 7, he recognized the sin, but he didn't sit around and throw this pity party and just stay sitting around. No, he acted on it and grew from it. I argue that Christians now, most of them just sit around and they think they're fine. They think they're good. I think when you recognize your sin and you try to grow from it, when you can really become more holy.
Yeah, and Paul didn't allow the sin that he knew in his own life to stop him from doing mission trips and ministry. And we're not advocating for telling somebody hey, don't steal while you're stealing. Obviously we're not advocating for that. The sin that Paul had in his life, it didn't stop him from obeying the commands he was able to obey, that he knew that God wanted to do. It wasn't like, I have to be perfect and then I can obey these other commands. No, obey what you can obey and work on the things you can't.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of sanctification as well.
Wow. It's wow. Those pops.
20 pounds of boosties.
It's the same as my car. Why is mine slower?
Less than your Subaru WRX. It's crazy.
It is.
How come we're making 3 times the horsepower?
How much? 37 seconds?
37 seconds.
Quarter mile? 6.68, 60 to 130.
Oh, so slow.
Out of fuel.
I'm out of gas already. Just put gas in there. Broken clock is right twice a day. Road work, my favorite.
I hope it works.
I think it's almost as fast as the Plymouth Prowler.
I don't know. Which one can drift better? It's the real question.
That is one thing I will not be doing in this test. Handling, 10 out of 10. I like when people catch up to me, and then I see if they can keep up. 30.
Wow. Wow. Hey. I'll say, comfortability, these seats are pretty nice.
The seats,
Really?
awful, trash. My back.
I will say we actually lowered the convenience and comfortability of this car by removing the heated seats.
Especially when it's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah. We moved them right before winter, like perfect time. It also reduced the ability of putting car seats in the back.